Okay, so this time we're going to look at John 1:1 from the Greek into the English. And we've already looked at Genesis 1:1, and we're going to look at John 1:1 because it uses some phrases that point back to Genesis 1:1. So we want to understand what this means. This is where John is talking about Jesus, who is the Word of God and incarnate in the flesh. The Word of God who became flesh and dwelt among us, tented among us, as he says in John 1. So John 1:1, let me pull this up. I still have the Genesis 1:1 there. We got to go back to the King James, switch over to John 1:1, and we're going to go to our Greek. All right, here it is. So let's see what King James says. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Okay, there are a lot of things wrong in this. I mean, like really wrong in this. So let's go ahead and have a look. All right, we have the same thing we had in Genesis 1:1. If you watched that video, if you haven't, go ahead and watch it. I'll try to put a link up over here. In a beginning and an authority, this word arche means both at once in Greek, simultaneously. I've confirmed with Greek speakers as well. And we get monarchy from it, anarchy, which is about authority. And we also have archaeology, which is about beginnings. So even in English, we've got both of those kinds of words being derived from arche. So in a beginning and an authority, and this is the verb to be. And you can see over here, Amy, and not Amy like A-M-Y, but Amy like to be in Greek. And down here you can see what the part of speech is. It's imperfect, which means was being. Or, as you can see here, and they're correct about it, is it can be, oh, they might not have it. Oh, they do have it. I exist. Okay? I exist. So it can be I am or I exist. And it's was existing or was being. So in a beginning and an authority was existing, the laying forth. Because logos, a lot of people love to argue about logos because that is the key word identified to Jesus. And so they got their, their side that they're fighting for, right? Or they got their unique idea or twist on it or tinkle with it or whatever. Tinkle. So, but this literally means laying forth. The laying forth. And it's translated word, which isn't bad, because a word is laying forth an idea, right? So that's all right. It's not perfect, but it's all right. So in a beginning and an authority was existing the word, or the laying forth. I'm going to stay literal with this. The laying forth. You can see over here with Strong's too, I think they also acknowledge laying forth. There's a whole bunch here. All right, something said, by implication a topic, also reasoning, motive, by extension a computation, and it goes in all these different possibilities people have always and ever translated it as. But when you look at the root here, which is lego, that's the verb. Logos is the noun, lego is the verb. So whatever the noun is, well, the verb should be the same, just in a verbial form. So let's look at the verb. Lego, to lay forth. So that means logos, the noun of lego, means a laying forth or something laid forth. All right. And what's interesting is that when you look at this, it says something said. It doesn't say a word. And the reason is because it's anything that's said that lays forth the thought. See? It's not the thought. The thought is not the logos. And some people make that mistake. No, it's not. The thought is not the logos. The thought precedes that. And the logos is the laying forth of the thought. Whether it's a description, a topic, a word, or whatever. Well, not whatever. There are other words they have too for more specific laying forths. So, in a beginning and an authority was being the laying forth. Was existing the laying forth. And the laying forth, here's the same verb again in the same form, and the laying forth was being or existing. And this is forwards to, or towards, forward to the God. And the laying forth was existing forward to the God. Like facing, approaching, facing the God. And God was being, it's the same verb form, or existing, but if we use existing in English, we have to say existing as. There is no as. So God was being the laying forth. Whoa. Okay. All right. So that's a lot trickier than what we have translated into the English. And this is what it exactly is in the Greek. So in a beginning and an authority, the laying forth was existing, and the laying forth was existing forwards to the God. And God was being the laying forth. It's not the laying forth was being God. Okay? No. Now, you can say was God, but that's not accurate. Because was God is perfect form, like it's completed. But was being is imperfect, it's incomplete. And that's what this is. So I guess I've blown your mind now about that, huh? So if we look back at the King James, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. There's no with there, anywhere. There's no with. Look, let's go back again, right? In a beginning and an authority was existing. We'll put the Word in there for now. The Word, and the Word was existing forward to the God. Not with. That does not ever mean with. It's talking about the orientation of the laying forth to God. And then it says God was being the laying forth. So the King James again obscures something completely, mutilates parts of it, because then it switches them around and says the Word was God. But that's not what it says. It isn't what it says. All right. Now you know the truth. And I'm going to say it once more so that you hear it again. I'll put it in the description too. So, in a beginning and an authority, the laying forth was existing. And the laying forth was existing forwards to the God. And God was being the laying forth. And there you have it.